2025 is here, and I believe the year we're finally going to break free from some of the worst design trends of the last decade. You know, I see hundreds of houses a year, and I am sick of seeing some of these trends. It's time for retirement, guys. Some of the trends, they really look good in these photos, but when you actually get inside and you look at them, they really weren't built for real life. So I'm going to give you the real deal on what's out for 2025. No fluff, just the facts. And why really does this all matter, Diane? Well, because your space isn't just for show. It's where you live and you work and you create memories. It's really time this year to focus on timeless designs that are functional and stylish and uniquely yours. So I'm going to give you 10 interior design trends. I did some research online. These are the 10 I feel comfortable sharing with you today. Future-proof your home. Make sure you have this space that reflects a timeless style and practicality. Okay? Well, let's first start out with gray flooring. I mean, come on. It had its moment. It really felt nice when it first came out in the early 2020s. But the real truth, gray floors are starting to feel tired. Gray doesn't exist in nature. And our brains know it. It can make a space feel cold and flat and soulless. The flooring is equivalent of fast fashion. That's what I call it, fast fashion. Cool for a second, and now we're just over it. Right now, what I'm seeing is designers are leaning into materials that bring more warmth and life to a space, like rich brown wood and sustainable bamboo, or even cork. I know it's durable and timeless materials. That's what you want to look for, that feel authentic. So if you already have gray floors, that's okay. You don't need to go rip them out, but when it's time to renovate, choose flooring that's classic and inviting. Make sure your home feels like you, not like you're looking on some Instagram trend from a few years ago, okay? Gray flooring, out. Next, I call this over-the-top maximalism, okay? Let's get real about this one. It's really gone off the rails with bold patterns and clashing colors and too many knickknacks. They aren't giving unique. They're not giving that unique. They're giving more like stress, you know? Like too much of everything just drowns out places that could stand out. That's why I like decluttering when I sell my houses. So instead of feeling real eclectic, it feels like visual noise. But in 2025, I say it's all going about quiet luxury. It means this doesn't mean it's boring, but it's about being intentional. You can start with a curated collection of pieces that you really love, and then use a bold color strategically. Maybe a real statement sofa or a standout rug, something like that. The key is balance. So I feel like a well-designed home isn't about cramming in as many trends as possible. It's about thoughtfully expressing who you are, okay? So away with maximalism. What about minimalism? Well, let's talk about that, the other extreme, okay? That's on its way out too. Now, it looks great in photos, but living in a sterile, all-white space with a single chair and a vase, it's kind of cold and uninviting. So in 2025, minimalism is evolving. People are realizing that the home should feel lived in. So we're going to see a shift of more like a layered type of simplicity, thinking like clean lines, but balanced with, say, some warmth and texture. Neutral palettes can be elevated with some cozy throw leather armchairs or marble accents, things like that. They add a touch of little luxury without being over the top, okay? But I call it the new minimalism. It's calming and it is full of personality. It's not stripping everything down to nothing. It's about adding depth with textures, natural materials, and personal touches, okay? That's what's in. Another thing that's out, and I know people are gonna say, especially in California, this is not true, but just plain white walls. White walls had their run, but they're out in 2025. They're safe, really safe. They're neutral and clean and real easy to work with, but they're just kind of boring. They don't add any uniqueness to your space. I think right now walls are becoming like a backdrop for creativity. Like maybe some wallpaper, like bold wallpaper, or some real nice elegant moldings or textured panels. They're kind of making it come back. I see it everywhere. So these little details, right? They look great and they create warmth and dimension. Something I talk about a lot, and especially my paint colors, about warming the room up, making the space feel cozy and polished. Now you don't need to cover every wall in bold patterns. You can, but walls can really make it or break it for you. They can really work for you. Add personality with accent walls or wainscoting or a beadboard or something like that. Just let the walls reflect your style and then elevate the space. Next, let's talk about a room or a house that's everything is new, like brand new everything trend. It was out there for a while. and it's done. The homes are just moving away from looking like perfect showroom replicas, and they're more leaning to some more personality and soul. I see that a lot. And people want their spaces with history, like vintage and antique pieces that bring character. Brand new furniture simply can't do that, okay? Vintage and antique pieces are timeless and sustainable. For example, maybe an antique mirror to rustic tables or mid-century chairs, something like that. It kind of brings a real charm and durability to your space. They're built to last, unlike these cheaply made new furniture that often just doesn't hold up. So mix the vintage with the newer items and it'll really be cool. It just makes it uniquely yours. So old is the new in 2025, okay? So if you're learning something today, great. So like and subscribe this video. Also, don't forget about my paint color for 2025. I have a whole video on it, the link's below. It is the baby fawn, warm undertones. Good, going back to that same warm thing that I'm talking about throughout this whole video. All right, next one. Next one's kind of unique. It's called bouclé overload. Do you know what that is? Well, you know, it really had its moment. It's these cozy textured fabric that dominated sofas and chairs and ottomans. But in the real world, it's really like a nightmare. Kids and pets and smells, it's really a lot to maintain. So in 2025, we're shifting to performance fabrics, leather, and textured weaves. That seems to be the look for 2025. They're stylish, yes, but they're also durable and they can stand up to everyday life. You can still use bouclé, but strategically on an accent chair or a throw pillow, not the entire sofa, okay? Because your furniture should be functional and fit your lifestyle. So in 2025, we need fabrics that are stylish and easy to live with, all right? Next is open kitchen shelving. Now, open kitchen shelving, it really had its moment, but in real life, it's just not practical. It's, I don't know, every time I see it, it's just like a magnet for like dust and grease and mismatched coffee mugs. I've never seen an open cabinet look really nice. So in 2025, closed cabinetry is making a comeback, all right? It's practical, it's clean, it keeps everything organized. But, you know, don't get me wrong, open shelving still has its place for curated items like beautiful bowls or cookbooks, but in the kitchen, a streamlined, organized look, I think is the way to go. And also these closed cabinets, they're just more functional, stylish, just more easier to maintain. Next, we have marble. Oh, marble overload. It's great. Marble's great. It's timeless, elegant, and chic, but too much of it, ooh, of a good thing like marble, it's not a good thing. I've seen marble take over kitchens and bathrooms and recently, countertops and backsplashes and floors and walls. It's gone from sophisticated to overwhelming. So in 2025, just dial back a little. Marble isn't gonna go anywhere. It's being used more strategically, that's all. Like a stunning countertop or statement backsplash with the right amount of veining, that's perfect. But when every surface is marble, it can feel cold and impersonal. So a new approach is all about balance. It seems to be 2025 is all about balance. Pair marble with a warmer material like say wood or brass to create some contrast and bring life to the space, okay? Use marble sparingly though, okay? Make a statement in a room and a little restraint goes a long way in keeping marble timeless. So important. Next, I want to talk about grout. Dramatic grout, oh my God. It really had its moment. I really never liked it, but it's totally out in 2025. Bold, contrasting grout lines, they may have added to more of an edgy look, but in real life, it just really becomes a visual chaos and it's terrible for selling a house. The trend now is shifting to grout that actually blends in and creating a seamless polished look instead. Matching the grout to your tile lets the beauty of the tile itself shine. It's subtle and cohesive and makes the overall design feel intentional. So again, 2025, we're embracing subtlety. Let your tile take center stage and not the grout lines. Got it? And lastly, Art Deco revival. It's stunning, Art Deco is, but in everyday homes, it just quickly overwhelms the space. It has many bold patterns and metallic finishes and intricate details. I think it's better suited for theaters or some grand hotel and not your house. So in 2025, what are we doing? We're focusing on balance, same with the Art Deco. Just have a few, say, Art Deco inspired pieces, like a geometric mirror or say a pendant light. It can add elegance without overpowering the space. So if you love Art Deco, great, keep it, but keep it really subtle. Use it in real small doses as accents, not the entire theme of the room. So add the sophistication without making your home feel like a 1920s film set, okay? There you have it. 10 interior design trends that are out for 2025. I think throughout the whole thing, it's all about balance, bringing things in here and there, but not overwhelming your space. But it is your space, so reflect your style, but not what you see trending on social media. Create the space that works for you, of course, but don't chase the fads. Because if you're planning on updating your space, just think timeless, all right? Practical, personal, that's what you would do, especially if you're selling down the road. It'll make it easier to sell. So let me know in your comments which trend you're happy to see go, or if you're holding on to one despite the shift. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my real deal, no fluff videos. See you on the next one.